Welcome to Reread, where I'm taking a second look at all the Star Wars books, this time reading it in chronological order, because I read in publication order the first time through. We are on, finally, Karen Travis's last travesty. It is called Imperial Commando. And of course, here's the same group of clones. It's funny how they know everything. They know that the Sith, Palpatine was a Sith, Dooku was for the Separatists, and they were in cahoots with each other. Like, they know everything because they're super smart. Oh, and by the way, they don't care about the Republic because the Republic didn't care about them. They don't care about the Empire because the Empire don't care about them. They're Mandos. They're cool. We're cool Mandos. We live by a code. We live by a creed. I don't know why people like Mandalorian culture. I'm sick of it. I'm sick. I think it's overrated. It's overrated. Being Mandalorian is not cool. Maybe to a lot of fans out there it is. It just doesn't seem cool anymore. I just don't know why people care that much about them. There is a Jedi Kaminoan called Kinaha. They are 1,000 years old, and it's a Kaminoan with a sense of humor. In fact, the first time they laugh, the clones kind of stop what they're doing. That was a funny scene. The clones stop eating. Like, did they just laugh? Did a Kaminoan just like they never heard a laugh before? Thought that was interesting. I forgot to mention this, but in the last book, Bethany and Ordo have a relationship. And someone asked me, I think in the comments a while back, said, "Hey, Matt, what did you think about Bethany and Ordo? Are you mad about that?" No, because Bethany's not a Jedi general sleeping with her own men in her battalion. So I don't mind them. I don't really care. I don't think they're the greatest couple ever, but and they're together here. Finn Shiza is in this one. He's mentioned, I think, in the last one, but he gets some character development here. And of course, Finn Shiza, which is impressive. He was from the Marvel comic books, and so Karen Travis at least knew about the Marvel comic books and wove him into this story, being the Mandalore, leading the Mandalorians and everything. Which that's fine. I'll give her kudos for that. But hey. 180 pages in. What do you think we'd be hearing about? Well, nothing. This book moves at a gigantic slow pace. I mean, super slow. Because they're baking cookies, running out of eggs, and playing bolo ball together. That's things that are happening midway through the book because there's just no action. There's nothing for these clones to do. They do make a joke that all these new Sparty clones are just terrible shots. Ha ha, stormtroopers cannot shoot. Of course, Vader, I did like how Vader is giving out their orders, the 501st, that they're going to be hunting down, killing Jedi and assisting him with it. That's nice. That falls in line with the Purge comic books that come later on in the series. Still, she has quotes from Palpatine in this. They don't sound anything like Palpatine. It just doesn't, it's not the way he would talk, I just don't think. I don't know what the point of Arla Fett was. Yes, this ends on a cliffhanger, right? But I still don't know why. She's crazy, and she's only in it like every, 100 pages. They mention she's locked in a room. She's having issues. They're trying to help her. She throws a tray across the across the room and splatters everywhere, and she's just going crazy. Some days she has good days and bad days. And I know Karen Travis was probably going somewhere with that, but for me, what's the point? They say, does Boba Fett know that his aunt's alive? Would he even care that his aunt's alive? Do I even care about Arla Fett? That's even a better question. There's a point where Darman and Niner are about to get out of the Imperial command. They're not going to be part of the Empire anymore. They have an out, and so they're going to get rescued and desert the army and go back with their clone brothers. And I remember this scene when I started reading. I was like, oh yeah, this makes no sense. And sure enough, Darman decides, no, I don't want to see my son, because his son's with the other clones. No, my place is behind enemy lines, doing what I can. This is the best way to help my son. My son is guarded by an army of Mandalorians. They can take care of him. And then Niner goes, oh, well, if he's staying, I'm staying. But the thing is, the whole time before that, Darman's here complaining that this army is not the clone army. These new clones, this just doesn't feel like his army anymore. He's uncomfortable. He's unhappy here. He'd rather be seeing his son. But then he decides, no, I need to stay. It makes zero sense. He gives a reason, but it makes zero sense why he would not go. Because later on, they find Master Zay. He's on the run, and they don't like him because he treated the clones as just numbers, not people. So did everyone. Unless they're Etain and sleep with you, you're going to have a problem with them. I don't know why the sudden hatred for the Jedi, because they're Mandalorian. They hate both sides. Okay, I get it, but that just doesn't make sense to me. And Master Zay, yeah, he didn't get why the clones were that special at first, but he apologized. He wants to learn, but they don't trust him. In fact, when he leaves their care, he has to get mind wiped because they don't want him ratting them out where the rogue clones are. It makes zero sense. And then the comedian, they said, well, she's a test subject. You know, that Jedi is just a test subject. We don't care about that one. No, you're still not making sense. But Master Zay, they just don't like, and they just don't trust him. And then when Darman hears that Master Zay is with the clones, oh no, have him stay away from my son. He's going to steal my child. Master Zay even says, we do not steal children. And he explains them, we did it with the parents' permission, and these were people that the parents were freely given up or they didn't want. And still, Darman's like worried, oh no, I've got to get out of here and save my son. You just said there's an army of Mandalorians protecting your son. He'll be all right. Your place is behind enemy lines. Again, I just can't deal with all this. And for some reason, when the Jedi find out that Atlas, the rogue Jedi who can get married and have families, when they find out from him and Callista that Etain was given an offer to come with them, it's a shocking revelation to all the clones. And they say this like 2 or 3 times, and you know, like one of the clones, I can't remember, it wasn't Phi, it was someone else, reports to Skitaara and says, guess what? Did you know that Etain could have gone with Callista and Atlas? Oh, instead of dying, she could have gone with them. No, she chose the same path. She asked Callista, would I be able to join if so? And she said, sure. It wasn't like, come right now. I don't know why this is a bit, unless I'm missing something. Maybe I missed something in an earlier chapter, because they're all like, oh, she didn't have to die. She could have left with those Jedi. And they're fine with Atlas and all those Jedi, I guess because they didn't command clones. It seems so hypocritical and petty. And of course, the ending ends on the cliffhanger because she thought she was going to do more. Dorman agrees to turn in Atlas and his rogue Jedi, and he's serious. But there's some plan he's going after, and we don't know what it is yet. Niner doesn't even know. He's like, what are you doing? So he says, Darman says, hey, put me and Niner undercover, you know, rogue. We'll go back to Mandalore, and we'll turn, or go, I can't remember where it was, and we'll uncover some more Jedi for you to kill. And you're like, what is going on? What is Darman thinking? Has he gone to the dark side? I don't know. Who cares? Who cares? This is one cliffhanger. I don't care to hear what happened. I don't even know if Karen Traviss even mentioned what, I mean, yeah, she did. She mentioned kind of what happens along the road. And of course, later on, we get to hear what happens to the clones as a whole. And, you know, if they get their normal lifespans back, we get to find that answer. But a wrap up to Imperial Commando, even if the EU was still in effect, I still wouldn't be asking for it. I'm sorry, it's not good. People love these. It seems like they get worse as they go on. Like the first one's the best one, then it just takes a step down. And like I said, at this point, it was just hard. Like digging a hole. There's no purpose to it too. Okay, I'm being way too mean. I'll see you next time.